Hey guys, it's Nina. So in today's video I would like to talk about a subject that I feel like a lot of people struggle with during recovery, and that is bloating. So I definitely have lots of experience with bloating because it's always been something that I've dealt with, not just during recovery, but definitely also before my eating disorder. And so I would just like to talk a little bit about my stance on this and my experience. And yeah, so even before my eating disorder, I definitely always had lots of issues with bloating. So the only time I really ever had a somewhat flat stomach was in the morning right when I woke up. And even if I just had like a little bit of water or just breakfast, I would already start to bloat a lot. And that was always something that bothered me, especially when I was a teenager, because when we went out in summer and went swimming and everybody was in their bathing suits and their bikinis and they had a pretty flat stomach, I was always wondering why I was super bloated, because like nobody else but me seemed to be so, I don't know, so bloated. And so that's definitely something that has always been on my mind and been kind of bothering me. But until then I didn't really understand why that could be. So first of all, bloating is really normal. Everybody gets bloated and there's a reason behind it. I mean, every time you consume food or water or just anything, it's volume in your stomach. So I mean, all the food and all the water has to go somewhere, and if it wouldn't show in your stomach, then it wouldn't be there. Like, you're not a black hole. I mean, your body is still a human body, so obviously anything that you eat or drink is going to show because, well, it's inside of you until it's digested. Oh my god, TMI. Anyway, so yeah, bloating is definitely nothing that's unusual or that just you have to deal with. But for some people it's worse than for others, and it's probably worse for a lot of people during recovery. And the reason for that is because your body just isn't really used to some type of foods anymore, and also not the volume that well, you put in it. So during recovery you're most likely to only eat very small amounts and maybe even cut out certain food groups, or cut out things like oil or lots of carbohydrates. And so your body kind of has to learn to digest these foods again, and that's definitely a struggle at first and something that your body has to get used to. And so it can be that during the first few months or so during recovery you're more bloated than normal. But yeah, so that's number one. But then number two can also be, and that's the case for me, that you have an intolerance. So I have fructose and lactose. I have a fructose and lactose intolerance, and it's actually something that's within my family. So my brother has it, my dad has it, and my mom has it to some extent. And I never knew that I had it too, because my symptoms are very different than the ones my family has. But yeah, my symptoms just are that I'm very bloated. And so that's something I never found out. But once I did find out, it was really something that helped me like understand what's going on, because I was always, I don't know, it was always something that kind of really affected my self-esteem, and I don't know, just that kind of thing, which is really stupid looking back at it now. But so if you have an intolerance, it's definitely not the end of the world, because I think of it now as something that I can take note of. So, alright, I have this intolerance, but other than that, it just doesn't bother me anymore. So if I want to have an apple, I'm going to have an apple, even though I'm going to be super bloated afterwards, but I don't care because an apple is delicious. And also I don't want to restrict more than necessary. So, I mean, sometimes I would get sick from eating an apple, but that's very rare, so most of the time I will just get bloated. And I mean, that's a sacrifice that I'm definitely willing to take because I'm not here to look good. I'm not here to look like a supermodel all day long. Like, I really just don't care. I feel like there are much more things that give you life quality than just looking good all the time. And your body is still there to keep you alive, and you should be grateful for that instead of punishing it for not looking perfect all the time. And I mean, you can't look up to models or, you know, the media, because these are not realistic standards. These people are sick, and you don't want to be sick, you want to be healthy. And I mean, it's just so many things that play a part in that. But it all comes down to the fact that you have to find peace with yourself and with your appearance, and keep in mind that, like, you don't need to look good for anyone, seriously. And so that's definitely something that helped me a lot. And I mean, by now I really don't care if I'm bloated or not, because the food is delicious, and that's all that matters, really. So yeah, I don't know, I know when I'm bloated, I know that it's fine, I know that it's normal, and well, it's just something I have to deal with, and that a lot of people have to deal with. But I can definitely see why it would affect your a lot during recovery, because it gives you a false sense of gaining weight. Like, it seems like you're getting a lot bigger than you actually are, because it's literally just bloating. It's not fat or anything, but that definitely kind of affects your mind a lot during recovery. And yeah, that's a struggle. But once you understand the process behind it, it's definitely something that you do not have to worry about. And in most cases, it will get better during recovery. So once your body has adjusted to your new diet and lifestyle, then it will definitely get better. Just not if you have an intolerance like me. But see, I'm happily living as well, so it's not the end of the world either. And I mean, even though I do look very pregnant at the end of the day, I don't think it matters, because the food was delicious, as I said. And I mean, looking pregnant is kind of cute, right? I mean, that's cute, that's super cute, having like a little baby bump. I can deal with that. So just for reference, I think I'm going to include a clip of my morning physique and then also my evening physique. And just if you're interested now, I've not just had breakfast, it's around noon, so I've had breakfast a few hours ago, and I also had a liter of water, so I can show you what I look like now. So yeah, this is my physique now. I'm not sucking anything in, so this is the real deal. But it's okay. I mean, it's noon, it's okay. And so yeah. Anyway, I hope you took something from this video. This is all I have to say for today. Thank you so much for all of your lovely comments and all of your support. And I would love to see you in my next video. Bye!